All right, so we're going to look at 1.4 expressions. Okay, 1.4 is going to be two sections, two parts, or we're going to have two videos for this. And this first one, we're going to be dealing with expressions. I know normally there's some goals written here, but I don't have goals yet for this part. We'll have more goals for the next part when we talk about distributive property. But here we're going to look at expressions. So again, you should have 1.4 expressions written down. So the things we got to deal with expressions is we got to understand definition. And the first definition we need to look at is like terms. And like terms are terms that contain the same variables with corresponding variables having the same power. So for example, okay, 5x squared plus 2x minus 4. Each one of these, so this 5x squared, this is a term. 2x, this is a term, and 4, this is a term. So all of these are what's called terms, but the difference is whether they're like or not. And like means they have the same variable with the same power. So if you look at it, 5x squared and 2x, they both have an x, but because x is squared in one of them and it's not squared in the other, they are not what's called like terms. So if we look here for this example, we have 8y minus y plus 9, okay? 8y minus y, these are like terms because they both have y to a single power. 9 is not a like term of these because 9 does not have a y, does not have the same variable with it, all right? So again, anything separated by an addition or subtraction is a term, but the key is understanding a like terms. Like terms have the same variable raised to the same power. All right, so we're going to keep that in mind because you're going to hear me say combine like terms or evaluate the expression, and you'll hear me talk about, we want to take the terms and mush them together. Like terms mean similar terms, meaning if they're the same thing, we can combine them together. All right, so let's look at some examples. So we want to simplify each expression. So the first one we have is we have x plus x. Well, because these are like terms, they both have an x, we can combine them together. So x plus x is going to be 2x. Now, as you can see here, each one of these x's are by themselves. They do actually have a coefficient, and a coefficient is what is in front of the variable. They both have a coefficient of 1 in front of them, all right? So this is 1x plus 1x. That's why we get 2x. Okay. The reason we don't put a 1 in front of it is think about this. If you have an apple, you don't say I have one apple, you say I have an apple, all right? If you have a water bottle, you're going to say I have a water bottle. You're not going to say I have one water bottle. You're just going to say I have a water bottle. That's the same thing with variables. If there's one variable, so 1x, we're not going to put the 1 in front of it. We're actually going to understand that if there's no coefficient in front of it, it is a 1. So x plus x is 2x. Now let's go a little bit more advanced here. So we have 5y plus 2x minus y. So if we evaluate this expression or simplify the expression, we want to combine like terms. Well, if we look at the like terms, we have a 5y and we have a minus y. And then we also have this 2x here. Well, the 2x is not the same as the y, so we're not going to combine the 2x with the y's. What we're actually going to do is we're going to take this 5y. I'm going to draw a box around it, green box for a reason, and we're going to subtract y. Well, if we remember, that y has a 1 in front of it. So we have 5y minus 1y. And the reason we know we're doing 5y minus 1y is we use the operation in front of what we're working with. So 5y minus 1y, well, 5y, take away 1, or 5 minus 1 is going to give us 4y. And then we're going to go plus, well, does 2x have anything to join with? No, it's fine by itself. So then we're going to go plus 2x. And then 4y and 2x, again, here I used some colors. They are not the same, so we're not going to combine them, and this is actually our final answer. So to simplify that expression, 5y plus 2x minus y, our simplified version or our final answer is 4y plus 2x. Right? Again, I use the boxes because they're going to help you out. If you have a lot of different colors, they will help you with combining like terms. I put the box around 5y, and then I also put a green box around minus y. And the reason I included the minus in front of the y is we want to include that operation in front of it. Now you don't have to write this part down, but if you want to, you can. 5y, again, 5y means 5 times y, or, it does mean we have 5 y's. So we have 1, there's 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 y's plus 2 x's, so plus x, and then we have that minus y. So if we look at it here, if we look at it this way, we break it down, we can go, well, we got y plus y, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 5y, well, I need to take away 1y, so that gives me the 4y. And then how many x's do I have? I have plus 2x. So that's taking this and kind of expanding it. Now, this isn't always the best. This one right here isn't always the best one because this could get very difficult to write out, especially when we get into larger coefficients. Okay. So again, when we combine our like terms, we're looking to see which ones have the same variables, and we perform the operation that's in front of the variable. All right. So that was kind of just an introduction. So this is another definition. It's called simplest form. So you'll hear this a lot. If an expression is in simplest form, that means it contains no like terms or parentheses. And we'll see the parentheses a little bit later on. Okay. So again, so if you'll hear me say, is it in simplest form? You need to basically say, are there no like terms? Are there no parentheses? If the answer is yes, then yes, it is in simplest term. So let's look at another thing. Let's look at combining like terms. This is similar to what we did. We just now throw in a little bit different. So we have 17a plus 21a. Well, they both are the same. They both have an a. So 17 plus 21 is 38a. Because again, they both have the same term, same like term. They both have an a. They're both raised to the single power. So that's why we're able to combine these together. Let's look at number 2. 12b squared minus 8b squared plus 6b. Well, they all have a b, but if you look at it, this one is b squared, this one's b squared, this other b is not b squared. So if we look at it, 12b squared minus 8b squared, those are like terms, so we can combine them. Well, it's 12b squared minus 8, so or 12 minus 8 is 4b squared. 6b has nothing to join with, so it's plus 6b. All right. Now, I want to take a look at one more here. Let me scroll down. I know you're sitting there going, okay, well, this seems pretty easy. Well, as always with math, we're going to throw a little wrinkle at you. What if I have this one down here? Okay. I don't know why it's not giving me my extend page option. Normally I have an extend page option here. That's crazy. Maybe let's see here. So I'm going to move this one up so we got a little bit more space. So I'm going to unlock this. I'm going to slide this up here, right there. All right. So we have 13x minus 9y minus 20x plus 3 plus 6y. There's a lot of terms going on here. So let's identify our like terms. Let's start with x. So we got 13x. We got the 20x, but remember, we have to include this minus with the 20x. Is there any other x's? Nope. All right, let's use green. Okay, we got a 9y, but there's a minus 9y in front of it. there any other y's? Ooh, there's a 6y, and there's a plus in front of that. And then the 3 doesn't have any friends to combine with here. So let's now start looking at combining like terms. So we have 13x minus 20x. This is where that integer math comes into play. What's 13 minus 20? 13 minus 20 is going to give us negative 7x. And then we're going to go plus. Well, we have negative 9 because remember that minus sign stays with the 9. So it's negative 9 plus 6. Negative 9 plus 6 integers. Negative 9 plus 6 is going to give us negative 3y. And then we're just going to include the plus 3. And these cannot combine because they're not like terms. So this is this problem in simplest form. All right. So again, if you notice, I use different colors to identify. Again, the key is to make sure that operation in front of that term is included with it. All right, so what I want you to do now is I want you to try these two on your own. So I want you to pause the recording, or not the recording, I want you to pause the video, and I want you to try these on your own. So please pause the video now. All right, so when we combine the first one, we should have got 7y plus 7x plus 5. Order does not matter as long as you have the right sign in front of it. So again, if you had 7x plus 7y plus 5, that's okay. If you had like 5 plus 7x plus 7y, that's fine. As long as all these terms are a positive. And then the next one, you should have x plus 8y minus 2. If you had 8y plus x minus 2, that's okay. Again, as long as your signs are right, you are good. Hopefully that helped. If that did not help, you need to make sure you ask questions when we do the check for understanding after the video.